great win by the Mets last night. Great win by the Yankees last night. And here we are, moving our way, moseying our way into the latter stages of June. And the question does have to be asked, is it ever going to happen? Are the New York Yankees going to lose a home game ever again? Will they set the record for home wins with 65? Good afternoon, Evan. How are you today, kid?
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
Ryan Weber.
Woo! 4 hits,
no
win.
problem.
3 hits, win.
Yeah, they didn't dominate the Rays for 3 days,
No.
but boy, did they pitch their asses off and find ways to win.
Especially
It's
on
incredible.
short notice, obviously with the COVID crap yesterday.
And you know what
etc.
else? I don't know if you took it this way. So for the last few years, the Tampa Bay Rays have won the American League East, and one of the big criticisms Yankee fans have had against the Yankees is they're trying to outray the Ray. Stop trying to outray the Tampa Bay Rays. Think about last night. The Tampa Bay Rays had to use their thing in opener. The Yankees, no fault of their own,
Right.
had to use an opener.
Right.
They had to play the Tampa Bay Rays way of baseball, and they beat them.
Yep.
They beat them at their own freaking game last night.
Listen.
Complete the sweep, and quite frankly, bury the Tampa Bay Rays. They're done.
Some days it's Gleyber Torres who drives in all the runs, and some nights like last night, it's Anthony Rizzo. Now, that being said, and we'll get to the Mets in a second, because that's a great win, not a good win. That is a great win for the New York Mets. And yeah, you want to thank some bad base running from Milwaukee. So what? That's the decision they made. I'm not going to kill the Mets for that. The Mets got the outs they needed. Diaz gets the save, and the New York Mets win the game. All good. So I think Met fans should be happy today. But I heard something before I came on the air today that, frankly, is somewhat shocking, Evan.
What's up?
And shows you the divide between Yankee fans today and Met fans today.
And you were the king of creating that
Okay?
divide, sir.
I'm just a fly on the wall, Evan.
Sure you are.
I have nothing to do with it. Frankly, I was watching movie clips today while you idiots were arguing about sports for the last 3 hours.
That's true. That did
and
happen.
I include my son in that, too.
Yeah. Well, he engages.
Yeah.
He fights me
Okay.
on Steph Curry all the time.
It's nonstop. But
I know.
I want to do the baseball first, okay?
What shocked you, Craig?
It was shocking to me. There's a Yankee fan in this room that I was in before the show today, and there's a Met fan in the same room, okay? The Yankee fan says to the Met fan, hey, nice win last night. I would love to see you in the World Series. Very nice, proper. Matter of fact, there was I thought there was like a friendship being built there, okay? The Met fan goes, I hope you win 120 regular season games. And I stop what I'm doing because I'm like, wow, the Hatfields and the McCoys are getting along. But the Met fan couldn't stop himself. The Met fan said to the Yankee fan, I hope you win 120 games this year. Set a Major League Baseball record for wins. Most wins ever by a New York Yankee franchise. And then I hope you lose before you get to the World Series.
What's wrong with that?
And in my head, I'm like, that's the difference. The Yankee fan would love to see the Mets in the World Series. The Yankee fan's happy for you that you won a game last night, that you increase your lead, or at least maintain your lead in the National League East.
No, I increased it by half game.
Right, because Atlanta didn't play, right. The Met fan is like, I want the worst possible thing to happen to you, which right now in the moment, because the Yankees don't lose,
Right.
would be that this Yankee team sets a record.
Right.
Greatest regular season any Yankee team has ever had, any baseball team has ever had, and then collapse in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And that's the difference between classy Yankee fans and douchey Met fans.
So you're just picking
And that's where we're at.
all of us as douchey Met fans
Well,
and all of the Yankees fans as
Okay.
classy?
So let me walk you
Is
through
that
it.
what you've come
Now,
up with?
As you know, you were not the person to say these things. You weren't even in the room when it was said.
Right.
So I'm going to ask you a question.
Yes.
If you could have it in that way, where the Yankees have a record-setting regular season and then flame out in the postseason, is that what you want?
Sure, that'd be awesome.
See? You're all the same.
Why
You're
not?
all the
Well,
same.
because here's why, Craig. Right now, and this is amazing to say, but I actually believe this truly. There is a better chance of the New York Yankees winning 116 games, matching the 0-1 Mariners. There's a better chance of that happening than them blowing the American League East. Like, I've come to that conclusion.
No, they're not going to blow the American League East.
Okay, so
let's
you
all
agree.
acknowledge
They've won the division.
Yankees are going to the postseason.
Oh,
That's done.
So
Come on.
you believe
Yeah.
in last night kind of, It was the hammer against my head.
Yeah.
It's over. It's done. All right, I'm there. I'm with you. You said that weeks ago. I've joined you. The Yankees have won the AL East. So I've accepted that there's a better chance the Yankees tie the 0-1 Mariners and wins than blow the AL East.
Okay.
So if we're done dreaming, if you're a Met fan, of the Yankees somehow not winning this division or missing the playoffs, then the sexier scenario for you would be go have an all-time great season.
Right.
Go
why
win
stop
it.
at 116?
Why stop?
Win 122.
Go all the way with
Do
it.
something that's never been done before.
That's right.
And then
flame out.
And then flame out in mid-October.
Yeah.
That's what they want, Big Mac.
Yeah.
That's what the Met fan wants.
And what's wrong with that?
So while the Met fan smiles in your face, says congratulations on an Anthony Rizzo walk-off home run win last night, deep down in the recesses of their minds, they're like the evil, character
Craig,
in a bad Disney film.
The difference between Met fans and Yankee fans is this. The Met fan, and I'll be the spokesperson in this case,
please do.
will tell you to your face what we want.
Yeah.
I just did it. Whether you like it or not, I
Yeah.
told you. The difference is you're a fraud. And Big Mac's a fraud.
Big Mac is a fraud.
Because to our face, you'll say,
Yeah.
I have nothing against the Mets.
Nothing at all.
I hope you guys do well.
Hope you meet us in the World Series.
And then privately,
Yeah.
if the Mets would have lost last night, and I thought they were going to, especially when McGill goes down with the injury, the Brewers take the 4-1 lead. I thought the Mets were going to lose. I'd be the first to tell you.
Not only that, you told people at the game last night it's over.
I did.
Yeah.
Well, my buddy, yes, we
Yeah, because a buddy of mine was sitting in your section, said, hey, sent me a text saying, hey, unless I have this wrong, and if I do, I apologize. I'm sitting 2 rows behind Evan Roberts. He just told his friend, this one's over.
Yeah, I went further. I said, not only is this one over, this is about to get really ugly.
See?
To which my buddy said, if it gets out of hand, I may leave early.
Wow. Already getting ready to leave the building.
But I'm honest. The Yankee fan, led by you and Big Mac, you're not. You say, I've got nothing against the Mets. I like the Mets. I got no problem with the Mets. But deep down, you wanted the Met fan to face failure. You do.
No.
You wanted Edwin Diaz to put
honest. I want the Mets to win.
No, you don't.
My dream scenario, and I've told you this many times, so I'm being very consistent on it, I want a Subway Series. I think it's the greatest thing, 2000. I was a Met fan at the time. It sucked out, ended.
Yeah.
But there's nothing better for me than the 2 New York teams being in the World Series. And while our audience doesn't know what I'm talking about, your Saturday audience does. They've experienced New York teams in the World Series at the same
Are
time.
you talking about the 50s now?
I'm talking about your Saturday audience, the weekend audience.
By the way,
on this radio station.
I'm going to do my final
Ebbets Field, Polo Grounds.
I will do
sure,
my
Yankee Stadium.
final
Yeah.
Saturday before the summer,
Yeah.
before I take a little break, tomorrow
Yeah.
at 10 a.m.
And I
where we
guarantee
will
you-
break down Ebbets Field and Polo
Yeah,
Grounds for 3 hours.
I guarantee you get a call from an old head baseball fan saying, Evan, you should want a Subway Series because way back in 57, when the Dodgers finally came through,
55.
whatever, 55, I'm an old man, I don't remember the years. When the Dodgers finally beat the Yankees in 55, it was the greatest thing ever.
And you know what happened the
Yeah.
next year after the Dodgers finally broke through and won?
Yeah, they moved.
No, they lost to the Yankees in 56. So they win. And then the following year, the Yankees stick it right back to them.
The point is, New York loved it. And I know the world's a different place. New York's a different place. I'm having a little fun with you on that. But I'm telling you, there's nothing better than that scenario happening. And I saw behind the curtain the Yankee fan collectively would say, we'd sign up for that today. We love it.
Yeah, you sign up.
The Met fan don't
You
want it.
sign up for getting to the World Series. Something the Yankees haven't done. And hold on, I got to do some math. Let me get my calculator
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
Something you haven't done in 13 years.
12.
That's what you really want.
Yeah.
And I understand.
Yeah.
13 years is a very long World
12.
Series drought.
Well, it's 12.
Well, in 2009
If they
to
don't get-
2000.
Well, this would
If
be,
they don't
this
get there
would be
this year,
13.
it's 13.
Whatever.
It's
You-
12.
You understand my point.
I know the point. I
It
know
has
that.
been over a decade since you've gotten to the World Series.
Yes.
So when someone says to you,
Yeah.
hey, you get to go to the World Series and play the Mets, you're not even thinking about the Met part. You're just thinking about, oh, I'm in the World Series? Great. I don't even remember what that's like. It was so long ago.
Oh, see?
Barack
And-
Obama was in his first year of office.
And again, here's the deal.
That's how long ago
when
it
Met
was.
fans go low, Yankee fans stay classy.
Oh, yeah?
That's exactly right. Yankee fans stay classy.
class.
Were
Does
you
number
Welcome you.
36 mean anything to you ever? No.
36?
Yeah, I'm saying we're talking numbers here. You said it's been 12 years since the Yankees won a World Series.
Right.
I'm just wondering if the number 36
amount of
is-
years since winning a World Series? Yeah, I get
The
it.
Berlin Wall was still up the last time you won a World Series.
You were classy the other day when you said,
Thank you.
hey, the New York Mets have 3 100-win seasons in their
Yes,
history.
and so does Aaron Boone.
Aaron Boone's about to have his third.
Aaron Boone's better than all Met managers combined.
Stop
that's,
it.
That's right.
See, this is why the Met fans look at you and say,
Yeah.
come on, you hate us.
No, I
because at
don't.
every turn you take your
I
shots and
grew
you
up a
take your digs.
diehard Met fan. You know
Like,
that.
even when the Mets win a game or win a series, and that was a great win last night against the Brewers, you go with that. That's a cute little series win. That
was nice. That was nice.
That was nice.
It was nice.
Nice and cute.
Terrible base running by Milwaukee. Then instead of second and third one out, they get thrown out at the plate.
Hey, that's
That was
not my
nice.
fault. Because think about it. The two
I
hits
thought
the
it was
Brewers,
safe too the first time.
Well, he wasn't.
The replay showed he was
The
out.
Brewers had incredible luck on those base hits. I mean, that was a
Could you
double.
Now you sit right behind the plate. I'm just wondering when the first angle that I saw it.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if Nito tags him, right?
Right.
And obviously they reviewed. You got to review it. Why not, right? Could you see him hit his head with the glove? from
Yes,
where
but
you're
here's
sitting?
why. I was sitting in different seats last
Oh,
night.
that's right. My bad, my bad.
And I was sitting 10 rows off the field behind the Brewers on deck circle.
So you got the
So
diagonal.
I had an incredible view of that
It was
play.
really weird.
He was
'cause-
out.
And the reason
no
I asked the question, 100% he's out.
Yeah.
But in real time, it's hard to see that Nito's glove
Right.
hits him basically like in the jaw.
It's also a
On the
situation.
replay, it's very clear.
It's also a situation where if you're correct counsel, there's no reason not to challenge it. At
Oh,
that
you
point in
had
the
to
game,
challenge it, right.
it's a no-brainer kind of challenge. But look, to Edwin Diaz's credit, even though Buck Showalter lied to all of us after the game, and
What
that's
do you
all right.
lie about?
So after the game, do you remember after the double by Tyrone Taylor, and then
Okay.
the guy's thrown out at the plate, Hunter Renfroe, Buck
Yeah.
goes out to the mound very quickly, rarely does this, goes to the mound, and then promptly turns around, goes back in the dugout.
And Yelich is coming up.
And Christian Yelich
Right.
is coming up.
2
And
outs,
I'm
right.
even thinking you could walk Yelich. You can go after Adames, righty. It's an option. Not saying I
Yeah.
would do it, but it's an option. So I figured he went out there to ask Edwin Diaz, do you want to face
Yeah, I
him?
saw that whole thing.
So after the game, he's asked, hey, why'd you go out there? First, Buck says, I'm not telling you. Then he says, I need exercise. Okay.
So he's playing the game a little
He's
bit.
having fun.
Right.
Then he's asked directly, did you ask Edwin if you want to walk Yelich? And Buck said, no, I would never do that. I wouldn't do that. Because
Right.
Edwin, I'm not going to ask a pitcher. They're always
Well,
going to say,
you're going to ask your closer to walk someone?
right. And the closer
Right.
is always going to say, no, I'll face this guy. So he denies it. Then Edwin Diaz is asked after the game, and he says, yeah, he asked me if I wanted to walk Yelich. So Buck.
So Edwin's telling the truth, and Buck, because he got the reporter still eating out of his hands a little bit, is able to lie to your face and don't really care.
And then he doesn't tell us anything about Eduardo Escobar, which I totally understand, because something mysterious is
Yeah, that
happening
was
with
weird.
him.
It's so weird. So I got the text about that as I was driving home last night.
Right.
And knowing that you were at the game, I was like, well, should I reach out to Evan? But then I said to myself, how would Evan know? Unless there's like some insider Reddit account I'm unaware of. But what's weird about it is, first and foremost, and this is cliche to say, you hope everything's okay with his family, with him, health-wise, all that stuff.
Right.
And we mean that. But it's very strange where it was a late scratch before the game, and it's got nothing to do with baseball, and it's not a physical injury. So then you wonder, and it's, I try to stop myself. It's hard not to. You try to figure out what's going on.
Right.
And it's baseless. I have no idea what's
We have
going on.
no idea, right.
So I think if you play that game, I think it becomes a little dangerous.
Well, what I thought was a slight mistake was that I think the Mets, in a weird way, added to the intrigue by it.
In what
could
way?
have. Okay, so here's why. Eduardo Escobar is not there. I honestly didn't even know at the beginning of the game, to the point where in the 9th inning, or the 8th inning, I should say, I was wondering why he wasn't pinch hitting.
Yeah, it was
I had no
very
idea.
late. You would have been on your way to the game.
I mean, I'm at
Yeah.
the game, and I'm watching the game. I had no idea he wasn't there. I found out right after the game. But Buck says it's non-base. What was the phrase they used, Big Mac? Non-baseball event.
Right.
So Buck says it's a non-baseball event. I can't talk about it. Then he made a reference to HIPAA.
Meaning that it's health-based and he doesn't have the right to share the health issues of a player.
I totally get Buck not telling us what's going on. It's
Yeah.
private. But the way they talked about it was weird and almost creates even more intrigue, as opposed to simply saying, we're not talking about it, he's away from the team.
Yeah,
Period,
listen,
stop.
In theory, the Mets could take an extra step and say, he's okay.
Right.
We're aware of what's going on, and we're going to be respectful of his, whatever. Right, for sure.
But the non-baseball events line was strange.
well, I think, and we might be nitpicking semantics. he may have said the word event and it's not an event. You know, maybe his wife's in labor. Maybe, I don't know, you know, God forbid your mind starts to wander.
Right.
And I think that's a dangerous place to go. So we're not going to do it.
I just hope he's okay.
Exactly. And his family.
I hope he's okay. I hope his family's okay. It was just the way it was presented last night, I think, added to the whole what's going on. As opposed to, we're not talking about it.
Well,
He's not
listen,
here.
Yankees win last night. Mets win last night. Got Carrasco on the mound tonight. I don't think the Marlins have announced their starter yet. If they did, I didn't see it. Not that it matters. They're a lousy team. And you've got Jordan Montgomery pitching up in Toronto tonight for the Yanks. 4 o'clock today. 2 more nominees of Pulse of the People are going to be eliminated, which will bring us down to 5 going into the big show June 30th at Gotham Comedy Club. And yes, last night, for those of you that care, I do, the Golden State Warriors cemented their legacy as one of the great teams of the last 30, 40 years
hold on,
in the
hold
NBA.
on. You're right.
With their
and
fourth title.
You're right, and I agree with you, but that's not the headline in this city. The headline in this city is that Boston lost.
Yeah.
The headline in this city is that city up north did not win yet another championship. We have seen way too many parades, duck boat parades.
I agree.
Whether it's the Red Sox, the Patriots, the Bruins, or the Celtics. And what Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors did, they did God's work. They kept us as New Yorkers from having to watch yet another Boston parade. Thank you, Steph.
Yep.
Thank you, Steve Kerr. Thank you, Golden State Warriors.
Yep. They also did you a solid.
How's that?
They put pressure on your best player to show up and win a championship.
You know what? I hope
because
that
Kevin Durant's the only guy that's got to have to deal with it.
I hope that Kevin Durant watched every second of this NBA final.
I'm sure he did.
And I hope he's pissed. I hope he's angry. And I hope he's motivated.
I think he's pissed he came to Brooklyn.
Well, that's fine. He's here.
He'd have it in the
And he
ring.
already re-signed. So now what I want to see from this guy, one of the great players of all time,
to be like Steph,
is go out and get revenge and win an NBA championship.
Yes.
So I agree with you. I hope he's pissed. I hope he's angry. And go take it out on the rest of the league starting next October.
Well, congratulations to those of you that love Golden State or had Golden State, or whatever the case may be. And it does show you just how far away the Knicks are. That's the other thing I took out of it. We suck.